Welcome back to another YouTube video, you beautiful hosers. I really messed that one up, but whatever, I don't have time to quite fix it. So I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. This video was actually supposed to be the top 10 for Super Smash Bros. Things that could possibly point out whether it being a port or actually being a new game. Unfortunately, I gotta do a short, condensed version of this because my other video that I had recorded apparently is too long to publish. So I don't know exactly what the hell is going on with that. So let's just jump straight into it. I'll try and run through it as fast as I can. Number 1, the Flame Smash Ball logo. The reason why this is interesting is because it's actually marking the 20th anniversary of Super Smash Bros. Itself. Now, the most interesting part for me is actually that Smash Ball is derived from the original Smash Ball, which was entirely covered in flames in the N64 version. Number 2, the silhouettes of the cast that we are seeing. By the looks of it, it actually just looks like the cast that we're seeing for the silhouettes are actually the returning Melee characters, which could also actually be pointing at Super Smash Bros. Melee coming as a port through the Virtual Console to the Nintendo Switch itself. Number 3. There are some characters that are actually in the silhouettes that you cannot actually see. One prime example is off to the left of Yoshi, and the other example is off to the right of the screen. Now you see these silhouettes, they don't actually correlate very much to the rest of the cast that's in the middle. Like I said, it's probably just the Melee cast of returning characters. Now, I'm guessing these additional characters are the silhouettes on the side that just look like big blobs that we cannot see because they are completely blacked out. Number 4, the Inklings are actually going to be characters this time. They aren't actually just going to be skins like they were in the previous game for Splatoon. Now, we had the Inkling Boy and the Inkling Girl costumes. It depended on whether or not your Mii was male or female. But by the looks of it, they're actually going to become mainstay characters. Number 5. Main reason why I think this part is actually interesting is because I think they've shown a little bit of gameplay of the Inklings themselves. And just hold on a second, I think the reason why is because they actually showed their movement system. Now, when they're going to attack, they're going to obviously use their blasters. And when they are going to evade, they're going to use something similar to Ghost Sneak of Green Ninja, whether it be an attack where they hit you from behind, or they just move to the other side of the opponent, which would actually be great if you were facing Bowser when he's using one of his moves that has infinite armor. And also, when they're moving around and they're sliding around, I actually think that's one of their tech rolls, to be completely honest. Number 6. Interesting thing about the music that was played is it is not like any others that have been found within the previous series. Now, what I mean by that is it doesn't actually sound like the same choir music that we had from the reveal trailer of number 4. Now, this was quite interesting because there's actually always been new choir music. Number 7. The man himself who has created the series for over 20 years is actually on board with this. He sent out a tweet saying he had been working on this project in silence for many years. Now, the interesting thing about that is he injured his hand making number 4. Now he's actually back, and he is somewhat to do with the 5th installment, which actually could point at it being a new game rather than a port, for the simple fact of they wouldn't need him to port over the other game. Oh boy, I'm running through these numbers faster than I really wanted to. Especially in the one that was actually supposed to go up, it was like 20 minutes long. So, man. Number 7. Now, we've brought up music, we've brought up the man himself actually working on the project. But did you know that actually the logo is different than the logo from number 4? There are actually slits and lines throughout the Smash Brothers logo that didn't actually appear in any other Smash Brothers. Now, as odd as that may seem to point out with my tinfoil hat on, it is actually worth mentioning because it actually points towards it being a new game rather than a deluxe or definitive edition of the previous game. Now, getting into number 8. Number 8, the reason why this is kind of strange to point out is once again due to the Smash Ball being flames. There were flames in number 4's reveal trailer, but they weren't actually directly pointed out that it was the Smash Ball. Just like Melee, when it had the flames, it didn't actually point at that either. The only true one that did was the original, and when they did the flames for this one, it is technically them reusing that. Now, what could actually be happening with this, that's could push it towards a port, is this might actually be a deluxe version of the N64. Now, as odd as that may seem, it did come out on Virtual Console for the Wii, but it never actually sold that well on the Wii for whatever reason. They sold more copies on the N64 itself than they did on the Wii. But, things happen. But that Smash Ball is literally flames, and then it goes out of flames right when it goes into the logo. And then you see the logo itself have slits that weren't actually originally there. But the interesting thing that I really want to point out about that Smash Ball is that it is cut into pieces of flames. Now, the original one wasn't actually like that, but it eventually did cross out and show the flames. Now, number 9. We do see new skins for Mario himself and Link. Now, Link's wearing his Breath of the Wild tunic. Meanwhile, Mario actually looks like he could actually be the one from Super Mario Odyssey, although he is not wearing Cappy. Now, the reason why I want to point that out is because essentially we're hoping for a new game, but they might actually just port it and update the skins for characters, so that's a blessing and a curse. Now, next thing I want to point out, which is number 10, which we're going to end this on, is actually the fact of Super Smash Bros. Is actually at their 20th anniversary. Now, if you want to look all the way at the silhouettes, there are a couple of mismatched silhouettes. I'm mainly looking at Samus and Yoshi and Pikachu. And Fox, actually. Because they're the ones that more or less are the most confusing shadows. The easiest ones are Donkey Kong, Kirby, and Bowser. Now, these other ones just look like the Melee cast and or could be placeholders. We see one that actually resembles Marth, but we don't see anybody else from the rest of the series. So what this also could be pointing out is that we're getting a definitive version of the Melee port where they're adding new characters. Now, that seems a little strange, but as the rumors are, with the GameCube port coming over, chances are we might actually be seeing that. And for the love of God, I hope I see Mario Kart Double Dash in that, but so, there you have it. There's 10 reasons why it could possibly be a new game and or a port. Although I gave 8 reasons why it's a new game and then 2 why it's a port. Whatever. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I hope you're having a fantastic 2018. And if you're not, I hope it gets better for you sooner rather than later. Peace out, and I'll see you all in the next video.